Hey everyone, it's Eric here from My525. Today is Friday, December 14th. 11 days till Christmas. Man, that is scary. I'm just giving you a quick update on the tank. I'm not sure when the next update is going to be. I will try to do it next Friday. Working straight through the holidays, unfortunately. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes you just got to do it, right? So this is an evening update. It's about, I don't know, 7 o'clock-ish, around there. So typically I'm doing this in the afternoons. Just taking a look at that torch coil. He's really opened up tonight. Love just watching that slow flow. I guess he's... oh, damn. Sorry. I'm not gonna have time to do another video, so I don't know if I can edit that out. Anyway, yeah, so he's opened up really nicely. Tends to do that towards the evenings. I don't know if it's the difference in the lighting, but he just seems to be more relaxed, kind of like me, I guess. I did make a change to that middle Radeon. I had it about 75%, and then that's a Gen 4. The two on the other side, on each side of our Gen 6s. And I noticed the two corals there at the top, the pistachio and the no-namer on the left, were kind of looking a little bleached out a bit. So I've actually turned down that light down to 55%, because I think we were getting a lot of, I guess, lighting from the sides of these units on both sides, and I think I might have been getting too much light. So I think that might have done the trick. I did that about a week ago, so I'm seeing a bit more growth now, and it's not looking as white on the bottom, so I'm kind of hoping that was the trick. Everything else is looking good. You can see that plate coral is just blossoming out. I'm gonna have to... He really seems to like that spot, so I don't want to move it. I'm gonna have to take a look at those Ricordias there. They're kind of getting shadowed now, and I don't want any stinging or fighting going on, so I'll have to take a look at that. Birds of Paradise is really looking nice. I remember, I'll try and find a video when I first got it and the date. It's really come along quite nicely, and just the polyps are out, looking really happy. The Slimer next to it might start getting crowded a bit, so I'll have to, at least the Birds of Paradise is on a plug, so I can just break it off the rock and move it, just so they're not arguing there. Creamsicle, as you can see, I still have not anchored it. I got to do that this weekend. That is one of my priorities, so I will do that, probably just on the edge here. You can see the encrusting going on the rock there, but really liking how that's going. And then this guy here, that's a piece of the no-namer up there at top. He broke off the plug, off the rock, sorry, so I'm gonna have to glue it back on. I think the fish, maybe the fox face or the tang, is whipping around there quick and just knocks it off. I'm sure that's common, but nevertheless, kind of a pain in the butt. So I'm gonna have to work on that. Duncan's looking good as usual. Loving the Space Invader. He's just happy, and he's making me happy. So really coming out nicely there, all full way, all the way around. Almost looks like a spiral staircase. It's pretty cool. The teeny tiny piece of the other bird's nest that I had there, still growing. It's actually got some color, so I think it might survive, just slow. I'm okay with that. I'm really not in a rush. Duncan over here, the banana locani, just insane in the amount of branches. When I got it, I'll try and find another picture of that and post it, but it was just tiny. Now it's just branching all over the place, looking fantastic. Favia back there, starting to grow onto the rock that I placed it on, so that's pretty cool. Zoas, not having a senior moment on these names today. Zoas are looking good, really just staying status quo. There's nowhere for them to grow anyway, because the sand is down there. I noticed there is some sand on top of those zoas there. I think the goby's burying it a bit, so I'll have to take a look at that, but I love that powder tang. It's just gorgeous. So, oh look, the Barbonius is out. I think they're getting fed, which is about feeding time right now, so they're all hanging around the glass. So even the fire goby's out, saying dinner time. Over on the other side with the horse stable, I call it. Nothing new here, nothing's changed. Horses are still happy. I feed them twice a day. I place the Ricordia in there, which isn't doing much, but that's okay. The no-namer Acropora here broke off on the other side of in the other tank I put in here. Really getting growth up there, but not at the top. So I think maybe the lighting is too strong. I don't know. I'll check it out. And then that's a piece of the pistachio Acropora there. So that's grown a bit since I anchored it down to the rock too. And then these pieces again are part of the no-namer. I just glued it onto the shell. Mushrooms are good. Seahorses are good, parameters are good. Yeah, not much to say about this tank. It's running stable. Still loving the seahorses. I still sit there and watch them. My son had some friends over, and they were just like, "Oh, cool seahorses." I guess you just don't see them as much, right? They're not as popular in the hobby as a lot of the other livestock, so kind of a treat. As I say, I've admired them since I was 8 years old, so 55 now, so better late than never. Anyway, that's it really. Updates on the tank. Everything's running smooth. Just did a 10-gallon water change on this guy yesterday through the Kimura water changer. That thing is running hard and steady, and it is a workhorse. If you guys are looking for an automatic water changer, highly, highly, highly recommend it. It's a little on the noisy side, but I think it's still a lot quieter than using the Neptune Dose pumps, and a lot faster. So, and it has 2 speeds, right? When it kicks off, it's slow, and then ramps up, goes a little quicker. So it works really slick. Really happy with that. Still dosing Alpha Reef, like I mentioned. I got to mix up a new batch, almost empty on that. Still adding a bit of alkalinity because there is a lot of consumption in the tank, so I'm keeping it around 9. And I'm still adding potassium. So I know Alpha Reef doesn't have any potassium in there, so that's why I added it. I think it just helps out with the colors and the corals. Yeah, water parameters have been stable, kicking around 34, 35 for the salt. Nitrates are around 10 to 15, which is fine. I'm not looking for 0. Phosphates are always like 0.01. I never get high on the phosphates, and that's okay too. But yeah, everything's stable. I think that's the key, right? A lot of people say, what's your secret? Or how do you run a reef tank? And like a lot of people say, stability is key. Don't have your parameters jumping up and down like crazy and running around like a roller coaster. So once you hit that stable level, things settle down and off you go. So yeah, pretty happy. Any questions or comments? As always, guys, please leave them down below. Always love hearing from you. Even if you don't, you're liking the videos and there's any value, give me a thumbs up. That's cool too. If not, I'm not chasing numbers, so I'm not looking to make an income off off YouTube. So anyway, oh, there's the clown. Yeah, he kind of hides around that finger leather coral quite a bit. I've had him. God, it's got to be 12 years, man. That thing is just. I'm gonna be sad if and when he goes. I guess we all got to go at some point. But yeah, he's like the staple of my tank. I don't know if I told you when I was transferring tanks from an older tank to this one. I had a black spotted boxfish, yellow boxfish, and I loved that fish. So much character, and I knew if you stress it out, you could have big problems, right? I would be underneath doing some work, and then I'd feel water drops popping up on my head, or dropping down on my head, sorry, and I'd look up and he would actually spit the water out of the tank over the rim onto my head. It was such a cool fish. Unfortunately, that fish wiped out a good chunk of my tank when I was transferring. I don't know, I did it wrong. He stressed out, puked up this white stuff into the water, and it was game over for everything except that clownfish and its partner. That's the part that freaked me out. So the boxfish, it can't even tolerate its own toxin, right? So that was quite a few years ago. I've been dying to try another one. Just don't want to tempt fate, right? But I'm also not planning on transferring any tanks, knock on wood. So that might be an opportunity that I'll explore in the new year, is adding another boxfish. So much character, those things. I love them. I can't remember if they're reef safe. I'll have to Google that, but I believe they are. Anyway, I think that's it for me. Everything down below is still status quo, nothing new there. I'll crack it open here with my feet. I just replaced the reef mat because I ran out. So I did that yesterday, and yeah, you can see the skimmer's getting full. Got to clean that sucker out. I'm still dying to know what all this white stuff is here. I'm sure it's sponge. I don't know if anybody can tell me what that is. I posted it a few videos ago trying to find out what that is. It feels like sponge, but when you look at it, I don't know, it's very white. I don't know. It's all across the top of that, no pun intended, but black sponge, that filter pad. So it's not causing any harm. I'm just gonna leave it where it is. So not pulling it out. Everything looks good. So yeah, anyway, everything's status quo underneath, no leaks. Oh, see, I knocked over my torque. There we go. But yeah, everything else is fine. Behind the tank, nothing's changed. Still got the all the equipment behind there, and then the water change bucket and auto top off stuff. The Red Sea auto top off working like a charm too. Haven't had one issue with it. It is just static. Sorry, it's rock steady. I know with the Tunze, they're great. The only thing I didn't like about it is when you turn it off and on for whatever reason, it kind of had to prime itself for a bit, which would throw the water level over, and the alarm would go off. I couldn't find a way to dial that down, so the Red Sea ATO is working really, really well. Happy with that purchase. So I'll keep the Tunze as a backup just in case, you know, you never know. But yeah. Anyway, that's it for me. I'm kind of rambling on now. I don't want to make this video longer than it needs to be. So again, if you have questions, please let me know. Any thoughts on that white stuff? I think it's sponge. Let me know. And I will try and post a video next week before Christmas creeps in on us. So until then, hope you guys are staying safe. I know the flu's going around. I've got it. My wife's got it. My daughter had it. People at work had it, got it. I mean, it's just going around like, well, like a virus. So anyway, hope you guys are staying healthy and not sick over the holidays. All right, until we chat again, my friends, been a long day. Stay safe and happy reefing.